Hello, everyone. It's Keith from the California Walnut Commission, and we're going to talk about walnuts and bakery foods. One of the most traditional categories whenever it comes to walnut usage, but still, there's a reason why the ingredient continues to be trending, as well as some new bakery food applications that we'll talk about. Before we get into the specific categories in the baking aisle, let's do a quick refresher about why walnuts work so well in bakery foods. Premium positioning is number one. Putting walnuts in a bakery food kind of makes it more of a premium product. It connotes to consumers that there's value here. You also have the advantages of healthful indulgence as well as familiarity. Whether you're looking for texture, nutritional properties, you can get it all with walnuts, which are have so many great nutritious properties. And then obviously, bakers can use walnuts for their texture and flavor. Whenever we look at specific categories, where I'm going to start is the largest baking food categories is breads and rolls. What's trending in there? Artisan breads continue to trend, as well as this notion of smaller format products, whether it's a thinner loaf of bread, a smaller loaf of bread, something like that. That's how bakers are really trying to attract consumers who may be on lower carb diets, but still want their bread fix. We're also seeing these better for you inclusions trending, such as walnuts or cranberry and walnuts in the case of this La Brea bakery. Why use walnuts? They make a loaf premium. This is something that we know on the artisan bread side, but in pan breads, you don't see hardly any walnuts used in pan breads here in the United States. Whereas if you go over to seas, to say Asia, you'll see pan breads, your traditional white breads, with walnuts in them all the time because they sort of add that value-added nutrition in there. Texture is a big reason, especially on the artisan bread side. Gives it something new, gives it something exciting. Brownies, another very, very traditional use, but something that's still as relevant as ever, especially whenever we're looking at in-store bakery sales, which are growing. What else is trending is really trying to make them smaller and more single-serve items. I love this product right here, these magic morsels from Fairy Tale Brownie Company. They're just delicious. They come in a nice individual serve packaging. They're chock full of walnuts, you can see, and they really make you feel okay about indulging on a dessert because you not only have walnuts in there, but it's in a smaller size format. Why walnuts? The texture, obviously, and the flavor is so great, and it's how grandma made them. But you can feel a little bit better about them now because we know how much health information has come out about walnuts. Muffins is another very traditional category, but what I love about this is kind of shown in these two products. You've got a completely indulgent muffin from Hostess that uses walnuts in it, and then you have a more better for you position muffin, this protein mug muffin from Health Warrior, but they're using walnuts in it as well. So again, whether you're going completely indulgent, completely healthful, or trying to skirt the two, it's something that walnuts work great in all those. You also have walnuts have some sort of savory ability too. So the savory muffins that are still out there that come around every couple of years, it seems, walnuts really benefit that because they add a touch of sweetness but still complement the savoriness. Why you use walnuts is really their versatility. They can go on top of the muffin, inside of the muffin. The flavor is perfect, and it really gives that great texture. On the cookie side, again, what's trending is trying to find some nutrition or some healthfulness out of a traditional indulgent category. We already talked about the Tate's Bake Shop product whenever I highlighted my 5 favorite made with walnut products, but we also have similar products such as this one from Pamela's, which is a crispy chocolate chip and walnut cookie. Again, taking that concept of a more crispy, smaller, thinner cookie that's a little more healthful. We're also seeing a lot of clean labels coming out where cookie manufacturers are trying to eliminate as many of the ingredients as possible and just sticking with your core. Walnuts work great in the cookie category, obviously because they're familiar, but they're not only familiar, they're also going to add that added benefit of some health properties with your cookie. We're also seeing breakfast cookies trending. This is a great one from Aaron Bakers. And what they're basically trying to do is recreate a banana bread, which everybody loves, but in a cookie format that's served for breakfast. And it's truly a great product. Food bars. What we're seeing with food bars, you can no longer call them snack bars or granola bars or exercise bars because people are eating them all times of the day, from morning for breakfast to morning snack to lunch to afternoon snack to dinner to late night snack. And we're really starting to see some growth in the functional category where bar manufacturers are kind of like granola manufacturers for a while, have pinpointed various healthful properties such as omega-3 fatty acids and built bars around that. Walnuts work great in these from a texture standpoint, as well as those nutritious omega-3s and really that flavor versatility. Similar to the breakfast cookie, this is kind of a similar vein where you've got this great product that everybody loves like banana bread, but how do you make it more convenient? And bar manufacturers have managed to do that by recreating these products. This is supposed to mimic a banana bread into a bar format. And whenever you use a protein bar and try to mimic something like a banana bread, it's really hard to get the texture right, which is where walnuts really excel at. You see this sort of trying to make indulgent breakfast foods or desserts into healthier bars quite frequently. We've already talked about the chocolate walnut brownie from Perfect Bar, but Lara Bar has a carrot cake bar that again has walnuts and tries to recreate a indulgent dessert into a better for you bar package. And then you also have this oatmeal raisin walnut bar from Cliff, where again, you're taking these great walnuts in a product and really helping the texture out while trying to recreate something that's normally considered indulgent. Baking mixes have always been a great home for walnuts. Where we're seeing now is how much walnuts are called out in these products. This is Betty Crocker's. They've got a supreme walnut brownie. It just screams indulgent, but it also screams that there's some kind of clean labelness going on in here because we're using an ingredient like walnut. Why walnuts? It's traditional, but it also really makes a product premium and really gives it that premium positioning. And we're seeing this in a lot of new mixes that are coming out from Ghirardelli, which is using walnuts and their caramel turtle, to even Duncan Hines, who not only calls out that it's a California walnut brownie mix, but says that it includes real nuts on side of it. So there's all these great mixes that are coming out with walnuts in them. And finally, the laminated dough category. So your cinnamon rolls, things like that, coffee cakes, texture and toppings. Toppings is really where it's at with walnuts on these products, as well as sometimes including them inside of the dough. It really makes a product decadent, which is one thing I love about walnuts. It has so many nutritious properties, but it has the ability to really transform a product like a cinnamon roll or a coffee cake and really provide that perfect bite. Thanks for listening to this sort of roundup of what's going on in the baking aisle and how walnuts can help. And I'll see you on the next video.